on Sunday, man? I know you're nervous for the Rams, but you got to be a little enthusiastic after being there.
Bro, that game atmosphere was ridiculous. The energy, the electricity. That place was rocking. Anyone was there, and a lot of the Super Bucs fans were there too. The Bucs.
Tampa Tones. We are joined by lead goon tonight, host of the Pat and Aaron show of WDAE, Pat Donovan. And it sounds like Stunna is bumbling a little bit. Going to put him on mute for a second until that gets a little cleared. But we're joined by Pat
It looks
Donovan.
like Stunna's hanging out with Cheech and Chong in a car with the windows up or something over there.
It does look like we got a little.
No, my camera's broke.
Howdy ho, howdy hey. How the heck are you gonna try saving the swearing today just in case the Easter Bunny's watching? And, I want to be rewarded for my good souls on this Easter Sunday. Happy Easter to everybody. Hope everybody has a great holiday out there and spends it with family or friends or both. I'm hanging with some cool chicks. One's in the background. They're just hanging out with me. You can see the little chick in the egg there right now. But happy Easter. Hope everybody has a safe and healthy Easter. I know J-Lo has a lot going on today, so this is more of an Easter special. We're going to be here. It'll be short and sweet. We can't wait to talk some football with you guys on Easter Sunday. J-Lo, how you doing, brother? Happy, healthy Easter to you, my friend.
Thank you, man. Doing good. Happy Easter to you as well. It's a great Sunday, chance to spend time with family and try to keep the swearing down to a simple level.
Yeah, we'll HE double hockey sticks, bunny ears. We'll do all that stuff today. Shout out to a good friend of the show's, Negretti. He's joining on YouTube. He got that YouTube notification bell notice saying, hey, the Buccaneers are going live. So if you guys want to start being like our good friend of the show's, Negretti, just turn the notification bell on, hit the subscribe button, and please like our videos. That'll help us out a lot, and that'll keep you guys informed when the Buccaneers do go live on maybe surprise days like an Easter Sunday special like we're doing today. J-Lo, a lot of fun stuff on the slate today. We got key off-season dates to announce. JC Allen did a great job breaking those down on Twitter, X, whatever the hell you want to call it. We'll get into that here in a minute. We got other fun stuff. We're going to go over Easter eggs of the Bucs offseason, or favorite moves or tricks or treats they may have made this offseason. Now I'm mixing Halloween and Easter, I guess. But whatever, what the hell can you do? And then we got a couple other fun things. We're going to talk about our mock draft that's going to be coming this way in April. It's going to be a lot of fun. Can't wait to get into details about that. I believe our Bears person is already picked out. We're going to have special guests making all of the other teams' picks. J-Lo, myself, Bucko, and the other Buccaneers will be covering the Bucs. We'll be covering the NFC South potentially because that's what we know best. But when it comes to all the other 28 to 31 teams around the league, we're going to have special guests, writers, fans, season ticket holders, podcasters, former players maybe, making all those picks. And that'll be throughout April, leading up to the very couple days before the NFL draft, J-Lo.
Oh, man. I'm getting excited, man. That to me is like Christmas on the springtime, really, mock drafts, one of my favorite things to do. And it's a lot of people's favorite things to do. I've watched some of the people on social media with some of their mocks. I like some of them, some I disagree. But that's the fun part, you never know who we're going to take. And it just feels so good when you nail one of those picks, in the mock draft.
Yeah, I know me and you. I think Stunna as well. We nailed a couple here on the Buccaneers last year. That was when you were appearing as a guest, and now you are part of the Buccaneers, whether it's been friends or whether it's been fellow pod mates. It's been a great time and really fun stuff here on the Buccaneers. But yeah, the goal is, or at least the vision is, we're going to have these people come on for 10 to 15 minutes or so, kind of give us a pick, explain the pick a little bit, and then get the hell out of the room. So, no, not in a bad way, but we got to keep it going. We're going to try and keep it to like 2 to 4 picks an episode, depending on so.
No, that sounds awesome. Like I said, I can't wait to, hear people, other podcasters' brains, from other teams and get their opinion. It's always fun.
Always very fun, and I think I got a good one in mind. He's been on the program before. He's from the On Tap Sports Network, so I hope he's able to join us for the Bears pick. Like I said, he's been on several Bucks Bears pregame shows or postgame shows in the past, but we'll see where it leads. I got a couple good Bears connections, as you guys might know, so I don't think we'll run too short on Chicago Connect. Speaking of Connect, not sure if he's connected in yet or what, but Gene, if you are there, Buck, what you heard, how the heck you doing, brother? And happy Easter to you, my friend.
I'm doing good, man. I just thought I'd jump on for a few minutes. I'm kind of out of pocket today. I didn't know if I would have a little bit of time to get on, but I just wanted to tell you guys happy Easter and hope, if you celebrated or whatever. And it's good that you guys are getting on here and kind of talking Bucks football. I know this is the hardest part. This is where it's a labor of love as a podcaster when your dialogue is kind of short. You really don't have a whole lot to really discuss. And it just makes it kind of tough. But you guys, the fact that we're doing this and it's been a fun ride. I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, so while we have you for a couple minutes, Gene, let's just get right into it, fellas. We had a heck of a little Easter egg hunt yesterday with the UFL premiering. We had some fun games over there. Maybe not the best of week ones, but it was just refreshing having some football on. J-Lo's sad his Battlehawks lost, but Gene's team won. So Gene's 1-0 in the standings. J-Lo's 0-1, and my team, the DC Defenders, kicks off today. Guys, Gene, we'll start with you. Thoughts on the UFL day number 1 yesterday?
I love it. And I feel like anybody that's complaining about it just doesn't like football. And that's fine. If you like the NFL and you're an NFL maxi and that's the only thing you think that should be played, that's fine too. But I'm enjoying this and I'm glad that, we're getting to see football. I have very low expectations because these guys aren't playing on the same level as NFL. So I understand the assignment. So to me, I'm enjoying it and I can't wait to see how the season shakes out.
I literally echo that whole sentiment, Gene, so I'm not going to speak further than that. But my theory and my motto is this. Anytime there's football on, it's a good thing. It might not be like like NFL on every main TV. This one might be on TV 2 or 3, but it's still going to be on my damn screen, and I'm still going to be watching it and happy that it's on. His great friend of the show's Tyler says, happy Easter, boys. Go Bucks. Happy Easter to you and yours, Tyler. Go Bucks. J-Lo, thoughts on your Battlehawks being wounded Hawks after week 1?
It always comes down to a field goal, so I can't be too harsh on them. They played a good game. Unfortunately, they were on the losing end of a game-winning field goal, which we like to see. I'd rather see a close one than see a blowout, in my opinion.
Yeah, and are these leagues, J-Lo, to answer your question, are these leagues going to be the kicker breeders? Because we've seen Dallas develop an all-pro kicker out of a secondary league last year. Now what? This guy yesterday hit a 64-yarder, I believe, to win the game?
Yeah, it was a big leg, and he's probably going to get an opportunity in the NFL if he keeps it up. That's what I love about the UFL. I guess some of these other players I never had the chance or got a chance, but it gives them a second chance, to get back in the NFL. And good for that kicker. Because in the NFL, kickers are very hard to find these days. And this guy's going to have an opportunity, when the season starts. When the season comes up, sorry.
Oh, and Tones, not to correct you or anything, but San Antonio plays today. They play the Defenders today.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay, that's what it is.
I thought it was a Brahma. I remember he said Brahma.
Yeah, because of the Rock, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah,
I mentioned the other kicker too. I mentioned the kicker destroying is a San Antonio, so it's going to be interesting to get to see him kick while we're talking about kickers today. So I know he'll get an opportunity.
Yeah, my bad, Gene. I thought your team played yesterday. That's my fault. I know we're trying to keep track of teams here, but Gene is a Brahma. That is correct. And they're actually, I think, underway right now. I could be mistaken, but I think they're about a minute into that game, potentially. And that's me versus Gene we got right now. The Defenders against Brahmas, and that game's on ESPN currently right now. So there we go. Gene and Tones squaring off today in the UFL. We'll see who could get the better of each other there. And the Defenders coach is former Bucs Super Bowl champion Barlow. But Gene and J-Lo, you guys are right. I think this league, cookie cutter league, especially for kickers, punters, long snappers. Those guys, the game doesn't really change much. And now they're going to start opening the door for other positions as well. We have seen PJ Walker crossover. We have seen a tight end of the Bucs last year crossover, David Wells. So I think we're going to be continue to see people cross over.
Yeah, again, it's just like J-Lo said, it's a great opportunity. It's something that I've been wishing that we had this. I remember NFL Europe, and I remember players that were getting an opportunity to come from NFL Europe and play in the NFL, and it was a good time. I just wish that it had been sustainable.
That is very true. NFL Europe, I remember they had football cards for them. They were in Madden video games, that went the whole 9 yards, and that was a very fun time. And the CFL kind of is relevant, but I think we need a secondary league. They're more of like the third league, in my opinion.
How you feel about my bad?
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, how you feel about the Arena League? Were you ever into Arena League at all? I know Tampa had a really strong football team back in the day. Tampa Bay Storm. I kind of watched them.
That was ran by the great Leroy Selman.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Sure was.
I think Derek Brooks was a GM toward the end. To the very end when the franchise ended.
Touchdown Brahmas.
Gene's team is already up 6-0. This is not good.
That was a beautiful run too.
Matt, Gene, maybe we'll have to put how about this? Let's put a beer or something on it. We'll figure out how to get it to each other. But
yeah, there we go.
With all the technology nowadays. But no, J-Lo, what were you saying? I'm sorry. I forgot you had a question, right?
Oh no! I was just wondering, if y'all ever checked out the Arena League, back.
Oh yeah, we had the Chicago we had a Chicago team though for the Arena League. I want to say the Chicago Storm or something along those lines, but
the Tampa Bay Storm was the Arena League in Tampa, I believe.
Chicago Rush, that's what we were. I think we were the Rush. I'm 90% sure. But man, those games are fun. You could blast guys over the side rails. You could, dangerous but fun. But no, I'm liking the UFL so far, and I think this is really the league that grabs the bulls by the horns. No pun intended with the Rock, but I think this league is going to surpass previous feeder leagues or previous secondary leagues, and I think it'll get the, Europe type love, the Europe League that we once seen over there, fellas. We do have some other key dates announced for the off season. As we're talking off season football, you could tell with some great US or UFL chatter, but JC Allen put out some key dates for the Bucs the other day. They have some really good dates coming up. I know it seems far off, but it'll go by quickly. The Bucs NFL offseason program begins on April 15th. So April 15th is the first day of the Bucs offseason program. And then OTA offseason workouts are May 21st through 23rd, May 28th through 30th, and June 4th through June 6th. So a bunch of weekends over there. And then mandatory mini camp sets in June 11th through June 13th. So, Gene,
guys, I have to ask one more question of you guys.
Yep.
Are there any rules that you're seeing in the UFL that you would love to see in the NFL?
I mean, I know it's already becoming a thing, and I'm going to come up with another one as well, but I'm excited with the kickoff rule. I really am. And, I think the NFL needed to change their kickoffs, and they kind of adopted the rule from that XFL. And, the kickoffs just became such a dry thing in the NFL. Kick returners weren't really getting past the 20 anymore. So I'm excited to see that change. One rule that I've noticed in the brief couple of, 2.25 games so far from this season, I think and you could tell the NFL is going to try and get there, but man, this first down technology, I don't know if it's technically a rule, but the first down technology that the XFL is using, it tells you how many inches you need to get to the first down. It kind of breaks it down for you on like a simulated type replay thing. That technology is really neat. And you would think the NFL, I know I love the chain gangs, don't get me wrong, it's nostalgic, but you would think the NFL would adapt to this sort of technology sooner or later. So, Gene, I guess my thing would be first down technology. It gives me more hope.
Yeah, anything that we could do to take the game out of the referee's hands and make it more accurate, I'm right there with you. I think that's awesome. J-Lo, what are your thoughts, man? What do you have? What do you think?
I mean, so far, I mean, the kickoff rule, I'm really glad they changed that to give the kick returners a chance to return. So that's probably the major thing I enjoy because I'm one of those fans that used to love watching kickoff returns, from the great, punt returners like Devin Hester, Dante Hall. I
Mm.
mean,
Sammy Shar.
yeah, I mean, sir, and yeah, and plus on Joshua Cribbs, I mean,
Yeah.
that's the major thing I'm glad that the NFL did, and I think they'll be picking brains from the UFL after their seasons, concluded, because I'm telling you, I mean, I think the UFL is
Michael
going.
Spurlock.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, Michael Spurlock. How can I forget Clepton Smith?
Yep.
That was another one we had.
And then he
And
got destroyed by a cheap shot, and he was never the same.
I was there
yeah,
live. Oh man, I want.
man.
He was gonna get jumped after the game. It was bad. But anyway.
So for me, I like the extra points. You can get
Mm.
you can get 3, 2, or 1 extra point if you go for it, and I think that is awesome. That gives you a little bit more coaching strategy. If you're comfortable with your offense and you know that your offense is high powered and you can get in and do it, I love that dynamic on the team. You could be down 2 points and go for 3, and you could have the lead just off of an extra point conversion, extra point play. So I think that adds a little bit more intrigue to the game. And I know a lot of coaches will be pretty conservative, but you've always got those Sean McVays out there. Sean Payton, if he had the squad, I'm sure he would go for it. There are a lot of gamblers out there that would go for it, but I would love to see more like that in this game. I think it would just make the game so much more fun.
I agree. As we got Olivia saying "Happy Easter, fellas." Happy Easter to you, Olive. I think she was a Battlehawk fan. I got to see if she still is. So, Jayla,
Boo!
what happened?
No, she's a Battlehawk fan.
I know. Yeah. Well,
Ka.
look at J Lo convincing people. I don't think the gambling books would allow 1, 2, or 3 extra points. Thanks for joining us, bud. Thoughts on this, Gene and J Lo? You guys think that would? I mean, they're allowing. UFL. You could bet. You could bet on the UFL in the gambling book. So I don't think they'd have a problem with it if the NFL did develop some sort of extra point rule because the UFL you could bet on.
I just don't understand or it's basically the NFL being held hostage by Vegas now. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, I mean, it might come down to that, sadly. But like I said, the UFL, I bet on it. I lost already yesterday, but hell, I bet on it yesterday, some. And the Bucs do allow you to bet it. So, J-Lo, what are your thoughts? I mean, I agree with Gene. It's kind of sad that back in the day, the NFL distanced themselves so much from sports books in Vegas. But when you put a team in Vegas, you kind of sell your soul to the devil a little bit. I mean, you're asking these guys to stay in hotels and Vegas property. You're asking these guys now. All the arenas around the NFL have gambling ads. Now, even some stadiums, some football, basketball, hockey, baseball stadiums, maybe soccer out there as well. They have sports books in the actual stadium themselves. So J-Lo, kind of seems like the NFL is bending their knee to Vegas and those guys a little bit.
Oh yeah, I I think it's fun, and hopefully the gambling, it shouldn't really, I don't think it really harms anybody. Yeah, you spend money, but at the same time, when you're a sports knowledge person, you got a chance to make some few extra bucks, maybe even more if you're really good at it.
Yeah,
Agreed.
you guys know me. I'm a purist. I do not think gambling has a place in the NFL. I look at some of these calls that the refs are making, and I'm sorry, it just, I know I sound like a conspiracy theorist, but these refs are human beings and they're only part timers. I just don't think. I'm sure there are refs that have benefited from sports betting, and that's all I'm going to say. I just don't have the confidence in the refs being totally unbiased.
And that got proven in the NBA before. Donahue,
Yeah.
the referee, Tim Donahue, I want to say his name is, could be
Yep.
wrong, but he got called out and he got proven wrong. And he said, you know, he would make calls against guys he doesn't like. On top of betting, he would take it personal and make calls personally too. So that's a whole nother aspect as well, right? Maybe even on top of the money, say you hold a big vendetta against someone because you know you really don't like him. Bunch of horse
Chris,
shit on
Chris
that
Paul.
behalf.
Look up Chris Paul, and I can't think of that referee. They hate each other, and he
Yep.
calls everything on Chris Paul, and it's proven. But the NBA won't do anything about it. So again, these refs, they ruin the credibility of whatever of your respective leagues, and you can't 100% buy into it. And you know, I don't know what you can really do. But fellas, I'm going to jump off of here, but I just wanted to jump in and say hi and try to support the crew and let everybody get back to what they're doing, man. Have a happy Easter. Enjoy your family. Your family is so important. You never know. So enjoy them and spend as much time with them as you can, fellas.
Happy
Thank you,
Easter to
Gene.
the tribal chief as he's going to become the head of his table right now.
Acknowledge me.
Yeah, we need to do a WrestleMania special. We need to do a WrestleMania pod. We can talk football, but we get some WrestleMania in there at some point.
We will, and definitely we'll get you guys on Cleve and me as well. So, Gene, happy Easter with you and your family, brother. Hope you guys have a safe and healthy one, and we'll see you in the very next show, brother. We look
All
forward to
right.
that.
All right. Talk to you later, guys.
God bless, Gene. Take care,
All
buddy.
right.
The great Gene from Buck What You Heard, and out of the building is Gene, but hopping his way into the building like Peter Cottontail is our man Huncho. Huncho, how the hell you doing, brother? Happy Easter to you and yours, and hope you have a safe and healthy one today, my friend. It's been a blessing being able to get you on the pot.
Hey, how y'all fellas doing? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We could hear you, brother.
Okay, how y'all doing? I'm just leaving church, but yeah, happy Easter to everybody. This summer the show. I hope everybody's having a blessed day. And let's get to it.
Yeah, so if we can name one thing, we went over the off-season dates briefly, guys. Off-season begins April 13th. And then we got mandatory mini camps from the end of May through the beginning of June. We obviously have NFL draft end of April, schedule release shortly after. Huncho, we'll start with you. What's your one Easter egg that either has happened already for the Bucs or is upcoming for the Bucs this offseason? What's your one Easter egg where you'd love to discover it, or the Bucs may have already discovered it?
I'll have to lean towards they already had discovered it, and it's quite a few times. I mean, just bringing back all the guys that we lost in free agency, that we could have lost in free agency. Mike Evans being one was a big deal for me, and figuring out the Baker situation right behind it. That was awesome to find out early and get done also with Levante David, and it just goes on and on with Winfield and Whitehead. I can keep going, but I'm just that's a bunch of Easter eggs. I feel like and all of them were golden. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm happy and satisfied for the moment, and I'm just ready for draft time to see what we can pluck out of the draft.
Love it, Huncho. I think you made a really good point there, brother. J-Lo, what's one for you? Whether it's happened already or it's upcoming with one of the dates I announced, maybe a team on the schedule, maybe a guy in the draft, maybe someone out there still, or a move that already happened is El Gatos's Tampa Bay, and Bud says, in light we trust. What's one Easter egg for you this offseason, J-Lo?
I mean, I'm gonna pick up Poncho. You know, when he mentioned bringing all the guys back, keeping our same players, continuity. I'm also excited for Liam Cohen. I can't wait to see what he brings in. I mentioned before in one of the pods we did. I think he's gonna definitely take our offense to the next level that I think Dave couldn't at some points. I'm looking forward to that. And plus, I'm just glad we're not, going out just spending a lot of money on some of these free agents because I really don't think they're worth the money. It's amazing how much, especially these offensive linemen we're getting. So,
Panthers.
Oh yeah, Panthers. That GM and Morgan. I don't know what he's doing over there, but I think you're overpaying some players that don't need to be overpaid on that, on my opinion. But we'll wait and see when that comes. And like I mentioned earlier in the show, I'm excited for the draft. I can't wait, be over in Chicago with you, man, and just watching these players get drafted. Agree to disagree. It'll be fun. Picking each other's brains and stuff like that. So can't wait, man. That's one of my Easter eggs I have to put out there.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. When the great J-Lo comes to Chicago, we'll have our live day 3 draft coverage over there as well. It's a tradition that we do cover the draft for hours and hours on day 3. Keep you guys up to date with trades, draft picks as they keep pouring in.
J-Lo,
Draft
you going to
picks.
Chicago?
Yeah, I'm going to Chicago
Nice.
on about three weeks. I think 3 weeks away.
Wow, that's phenomenal. That's big. I'm sorry
Oh
about
yeah,
that, Thomas.
Gonna be fun, man. Gonna be a good time. Hunch, you got to come down one of these times. And
Yeah, most definitely.
reminder, Tampa Bay's offseason looks like this from JCL on first day, April 15th. OTA offseason workouts, May 21 through 23rd, 28th through 30th, June 4th through 6th. And then mandatory minicamp, June 11th through 13th. So, guys, we're right there in the offseason, man. We're already through February. We're already through March. April, you get the draft and you get the first day of the offseason, April 15th. Then May, you get schedule release and OTAs. And then June, you get the mandatory mini camp. Next thing you know, July, you're getting Hall of Fame game and excitement as such. Bud says for me, it's Evans overall, but love the re-signing of Whitehead. I like the Whitehead move as well, and he's a very cool and personable guy. My off-season Easter egg, though, ultimately would be, man, this is a tough one to choose because the Bucs have done just an incredible job thus far as we got some great people joining on Facebook as well. Tampa's own realtor, David Ferrara. Nancy is joining us, El Monito, just a bunch of good ones. But if I had to pick an Easter egg for this Bucs offseason so far, yeah, I'm not going to name one of the ones you guys named already to be cliche, so I'll go with Levante David coming back to the Bucs. We knew it was retirement or bust for Levante, but anytime you could keep a legend playing the game of football instead of retiring, and he could retire if he wanted. He has all the accolades he needs. He has a Super Bowl. He has Hall of Fame type numbers. He gets better as the years go. Certainly made a hell of a lot of money over his career, but the fact that we do get Levante back in the Bay for at least one more season is a beautiful thing. He seems to be aging like fine wine, getting better with age, and for that reason, I'm going with bringing back the great Levante David into the mix, into the fold there as well. Speaking of into the mix and into the fold, fellas, it is Easter. That means it's a holiday. That means the food is usually slightly better than what we're used to on a normal Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Usually you get something mixed into there that's pretty damn good if you celebrate Easter. So, J-Lo, we're going to start with you. We're going to put you right on the spot. What's your favorite Easter food or beverage if you had to choose? Do you have one favorite food or beverage for the world of Easter?
I'm more into the barbecue, So I'd say that maybe barbecue chicken, some ribs,
Mm.
for Easter holiday. But luckily this year, switching gears. Mom's doing the cooking. Invited to go.
Switching gears, wow.
Yeah, usually I'd be doing the cooking, but now my mom volunteered, so I'll be going over to her place and enjoy some of her home cooked meal that I haven't had in a while.
So you get an off day. That's awesome, though. I mean, I bet you it's fun to put on a show and do all that barbecue meats, but always good to have some of Mom's home cooking as well. So, gotta love it. Mom's home cooking over there along with barbecue. Huncho, do you have any favorite Easter traditions or foods or beverages that you kind of like or put above the rest? Hunch? I don't know if we still have Hunch. We'll see if we could get Hunch back. Seems like he was in and out. Hunch?
I'm sorry, I had my mic muted. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we could hear you, brother. Any food or beverage tradition on Easter that you enjoy more than just the average day of the week?
I mean, of course. I mean, today is like one of the days that a lot of people I know they cook, and families get together and do Easter egg hunts and stuff like that. So typically, when you in that environment, we have soul food and you have macaroni and cheese, which is my
Mm.
favorite. You have collard greens, you have oxtails, you have yellow rice, white rice, cornbread, cabbage. It's all type of whatever you chicken, whatever it is, just a bunch of good
All the good
seasoned
stuff.
food. All the good stuff. This is like another Thanksgiving Day kind of sort of. So, you know, that's the one for me. It's a bunch of them.
Yeah, between Thanksgiving, between Christmas, between Easter, the eating is just next level to me. Man, my grandma used to make it, but now my aunt makes this one really good type of Jello. It's like whipped cream infused type Jello, and it's usually dyed for the holiday at hand. So for Christmas, it'll be green or red, for example. For Easter, it's usually pink or yellow, something along those lines. So I'd go with that as an under the radar one, but obviously, gotta love just anything, man. I love all types of food, but under the radar one, I'll say, man, give me some fried chicken today as well. We're having that today.
Oh man.
It's not an everyday menu thing or every year menu thing, I should say, but the fact it's on the menu today, damn it, I'm very excited about having some fried chicken in my belly. So, Jello, fried chicken. Might have a couple beers today, not really sure. That's the thing that sucks. So you got to work the next day. It's like the Super Bowl, right? That's the thing with prolific Sundays, because then you got to turn around and work Monday, and it's like really a pain in the ass. But what can you do, fellas? It's Easter Sunday. We're enjoying it. We're having some fun here on the Buccaneers, and we're gonna continue to have fun for. What's up, Hunch?
I said, yes, sir.
Yes, sir. You know it. Sorry, I wasn't sure if you were getting in a tussle down there with the Easter Bunny. Maybe he cut you off or something on your way home from church. I would have said we'll take care of him, Peter Cottontail, quickly there. But fellas, let's get into it quick. Favorite bunny out there? If you had to pick one Bugs Bunny, Bad Bunny, any bunny, Roger Rabbit, Easter Bunny, all these bunnies that are out there, who would be your pick for the best rabbit or bunny out there? J-Lo, we'll start with you. Prolific bunny character figure, who you going with?
Oh, Bugs Bunny. I grew up watching Bugs Bunny when I was a kid. From Space, and also from Space Jam, and Roger Rabbit. I grew up watching him too. Had some pull. With whatever her name is, the little baddie cartoon. I think we all enjoyed watching when we were kids. Jessica. There you go.
Yeah,
Jessica.
that's it. That was a great Disney film, man. It's an underrated one. I love what Huncho's doing, too. His background changed from Winfield and Pittman, then it changed to now it's Winfield giving the deuces. Before we get Huncho's favorite bunny, I'll have an underrated one. I'm going to say the Trix Bunny from the cereal box. That guy seems awesome, man. If I were to ever meet that Trix Bunny,
Really, rabbit tricks are for kids.
Exactly, from that one Family Guy episode. That's fun stuff. I'm going to go with the Trix Bunny. Huncho, who you going with, brother? Who you rolling with out of all the bunnies?
Oh, y'all put me in a tough spot. So, of course, everybody's favorite bunny is probably Bugs Bunny. So, yeah, that was spot on, J-Lo. That was very unique with you, Tones. So I don't know. I don't know if y'all remember this. He's Roger Rabbit. Y'all know about Roger Rabbit?
Yep, Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Roger Rabbit. He's a slick, cool dude. I'm gonna go with Roger. Be my rabbit.
Yeah, Roger Rabbit was a cool one, and Disney had that ride, I believe, in Disneyland. Who Saved Roger Rabbit? You get in like a little taxi cab, and you're driving around, and you're looking for Roger Rabbit. But a bunch of good ones, man. Some good stuff. There a lot of prolific bunnies, more than I would have ever imagined. But hey, bunnies make the world go round, right?
Right.
I got one more.
Try catching one of those. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, no. I used to have one when I was a kid, and they would get out, and chasing was not very fun. And then you had some that kind of like to bite here and there. So I'm like, yeah, I don't want no more bunnies. They're adorable, but yeah, no.
What was the name of yours, J-Lo? Bucks Bunny?
Bugs Bunny, nah. I don't know. I mean, such a long time ago. I believe I called him Bun.
Bun, that's cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, Bun didn't last too long. He got the cage and got hit by a car. So,
oh man, tragic end to a bunny on Easter Day, huh?
Yeah, It was sad. I mean, it's just too much responsibility, man. They're like babies. You got, they're like dogs. You gotta, take care of them, keep an eye out, watch out for those cats and bigger dogs because they'll eat the bunny.
Yep.
So,
Anything, fish are one thing, but once you go beyond fish, any sort of animal is like next level. You got to pay attention to it, whether it's a bunny, a hamster, turtle, it's just next level. So sorry to hear about Bugs Bunny from years ago, but yeah, you let those damn things out of the cage, they're going to just bang zoom for the door.
oh yeah, they will, man. Especially when they're afraid. When they're intimidated, they run and not run, but they hop. they hop quick, fast, in a hurry.
Next thing you know, you never see Bun again. Speaking of Bun, guys, NFL draft is coming, and the Bucs have their buns all over the late round of the 26th pick in the NFL draft, and we're going to be bringing you guys some great draft coverage live on day 3 of draft, April. Whoa!
Fire!
I think we might have found Rashee Rice. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding.
That man's in trouble. That man is in trouble.
A little bit. No, I'm sorry if anyone out there, Rashee Rice, hope he's good and hope everyone involved in that is okay as
What's
well.
going on
But
with that deal there?
Huncho, you didn't hear about that, Hunch?
I heard, but he's missing.
I think
was he intoxicated or was it like a hit and run and he just dipped out?
My assumption, I mean, to me, if you're bailing the area, you're probably trying to hide something, in my opinion, right? Because a sober hit and run, if you hit somebody sober, odds are, regardless, you're not going to get in too much trouble because it was probably an accident. But if you're doing that and then you're running away, one of two things to me, you either had to be like street racing or some shit, or you had to be feeling a little good, in my opinion. I'm not blaming. I'm not going to call it on him because it was just leased to him. You never know if maybe somebody else was driving his car. You never really know.
That's
but
what he might go with.
Well,
It's
been reported that he was the driver in the Corvette and he was racing.
Oh boy!
Another person, and an accident happened, and they fled the scene. So all I know is there's gonna be some serious punishment for this gentleman.
What is up with these Chiefs people driving cars? Britt Reed was a DUI guy, killed a person. The week before this year's Super Bowl, I think, didn't someone on their staff or somebody get a DUI again this year? I remember we talked about it because
Andy Reid's son?
Yeah, but this year they had another thing happen. Let me look into it. And now you're having this Rashee Rice stuff. Let me find it, though. I'm pretty sure before this year's Super Bowl, someone got in trouble for driving. Between the Chiefs and Alabama, it's like, man, these people can't
keep... Georgia. And Georgia, too. Trevor Etienne, he got a DUI last week. He made a poor decision. And
it ain't too much to do over there in Kansas City.
Well, this was in Dallas, Hunch, when this happened. I think he's from the Dallas area. Rashee Rice, whatever his name is. And with such, he's young and he probably made a really bad decision. And God forbid he didn't kill anybody. That's what I'm hoping. Hopefully no one seriously got killed in that accident.
Yeah, it was reported someone's in the hospital, I believe.
Yeah, I didn't hear anybody dead or anything. Just a bunch of car collisions or something like that. But all I can do is just pray for them, pray for this young man, and hopefully, if he gets like a suspension or something, hopefully he'll learn from it, not pull a Henry Ruggs as well and taking a life, or a Brett Reed. I mean, it's just bonehead behavior, as much money these players make, they can't take an Uber or they can't hire a personal driver. I mean, there's plenty of people looking for jobs, that'd be willing to drive a person anywhere they need to go at times. It just doesn't add up to me. And then, you want to show off your Corvette. That's nice, but you're putting people at risk and yourself when you do that because, you're not a speed racer.
Yeah, and as Pops points out, Pops is listening, shout out to him, but he was also leaving the Chiefs. Britt Reed was leaving the Chiefs facility. So on top of getting into DUI, that means he was drinking on the job. Wow. And, that's just a really dangerous thing. And,
he probably was smoking or something. Who knows?
Yeah, you never know what the frick Britt Reed was doing. And like I said, I could have sworn, can't find it, but I remember we talked about it before the Chiefs got into it this year's. One of them got in trouble. I'll keep trying to look into that. But yeah, just one of those things, guys. If you make a lot of money, just frickin' don't get in trouble, man. Find a ride, pay a couple bucks for an Uber, find a ride, do something to keep yourself out of the news. Do something to keep yourself out of jail. Do yourself a favor and spend a little bit of money, or maybe get a friend. A friend. But guys, this is happening way too much in sports, and we just hope it comes to an end soon. And it is Easter Sunday, so we're going to be bringing the Buccaneers to an end soon. We know a lot of people have some great holiday stuff out there, so I just want to do our draft preview one more time, then we'll exit out of here. We'll do our final words, we'll do our outros and all that stuff. Is I think the Brahmas are leading the Defenders right now, early second quarter, 7-3. That game's over on ESPN. Then later today in the world of football, we have the Showboats at the Roughnecks, 3 o'clock Eastern time on ESPN as well. So the world of sports continues greatly, greatly, greatly this Sunday. Guys, draft order, though. Bears have the first pick of the draft. That's obviously going to presume to be Caleb Williams. That's pretty much official, it seems like. Any doubt in your guys' mind that the quarterback rankings after as such are different? Obviously, Bucs aren't going to be in the hunt for a quarterback now that we brought back Baker Mayfield in round 1 at least, maybe later in the draft. But you got the Commanders 2, the Patriots 3, the Giants 6, the Falcons 8. You know, these are all teams that might be vying for a quarterback. The Bucs don't pick the 26, so I kind of like that for the Bucs, right? You got a lot of QB needy teams in front of him, might water down the quarterback room, but it'll bolster all the other positions in the first round. So J-Lo, do you think it's changed at all after Caleb Williams? Do you think McCarthy's sneaking in, or do you think it's Drake May, or do you think it's Jaden Daniels? How do you see the quarterback pecking order playing out?
Well, obviously, one's going to go number 1. That's already a given. It's going to happen. Number 2, I gotta say Jaden Daniels. I think he'd be the next one off the board to the Commanders. I think he'll fit Cliff Kingsbury's system really well, at quarterback. They say he's too skinny, but the man's an athletic player, the man's a baller. He's gonna make plays. Number 3, this is a tough one. I like Drake May, but some reason I'm feeling the Patriots are gonna take JJ McCarthy. I can see them going that direction or trading out of it, get more draft picks. I expect Minnesota to trade up with 2 first-round picks. I expect Denver to trade up. But for me, it's Williams, Daniels, and then I like May over McCarthy. But I think McCarthy will go before him. But I like May to be the next one after J.J. McCarthy. And I can see a team like Denver pushing hard to trade him, even though they don't have many assets to trade up with. So it's going to be tricky to see how they do that, because I think they're the most desperate team that needs a quarterback like right now, because they only got 1 quarterback or 2 on the roster. But when you got Sean Payton in there getting paid a lot of money, you got to get him a quarterback that he can use, because obviously Russell Wilson didn't work out too hot for him. I like Michael Penix. He had a good pro day. I think Penix would be probably, to me, the 5th one, the 5th best one, in my opinion. And then obviously Bo Nix, he's not getting not a lot of love right now. I think he's pro ready. If he had to start right away, I think he would be fine. But I see him ended up either with the Broncos in the first round. They can't trade up to get those other, one of those other 4 quarterbacks, and he would be the guy I'll be look out for Denver at that 12th spot.
I agree with you on multiple things there. It's going to be interesting to see how the quarterback room really shakes out. Past couple of years, it was kind of the last real discussion we had was a Fields draft and how those QBs, Trevor Lawrence was kind of the Caleb Williams, where he was going to go 1, but then between Mac Jones, Justin Fields, Trey Lance, nobody really knew how that order was going to shake out, and didn't pan out too well for any 3 of them. Let's hope this draft comes out better for successful quarterbacks for the sake of the NFL's future. Huncho, do you see it playing the same way? Outside of Caleb Williams, who would you say is your quarterback you have your eyes on?
We all know about Caleb Williams. He's 100% going there. But the 2 and 3 is interesting. It's jumping around from J.J. McCarthy to Drake May and Jaden Daniels, and I don't know how that's going in, but I read something earlier this week about Oakland trying to trade up somewhere to get up, maybe possibly to the third spot. So and swoop in and get a quarterback like
They
Jaden
need
Daniels.
it, right? They really need it.
Yeah, yeah, because their quarterback situation, I'm sure they're not trying to go in to the year with who they have. Is it
They signed the veteran over there to take Jimmy G's spot because remember Jimmy
Gardner
G.
Minshew.
Yeah, but remember Jimmy G signed a 2 or 3 year deal there with Josh McDaniels last year, and they were kind of supposed to be the not necessarily future, but they were supposed to be the get me over the hump because they were in New England together. And then that debacle with McDaniels, he got fired mid-year. Aiden O'Connell stepped in, rookie quarterback from Purdue, 4th-round pick, I believe. I think he was a 4th, but regardless, 4th-round rookie from Purdue, kind of had his ups and downs. And then, like J-Lo alludes to, they go out and sign a guy like Minshew. So even though they do have Minshew, who, by the way, one of the best backups in the league, but he's not a starter. But great backup. But, you'd rather have him start 3 to 8 games for you than, 16 or 17 games. And then Aiden O'Connell is another pretty good backup now because he has some experience. And then they got Anthony Brown as well, the quarterback. He started a couple games for Baltimore a couple years back. So they got like a quarterback room with 3 backup quarterbacks right now. They need that starter. I don't know if they're going to put their resources into it this year, though, with those 3 guys on the depth chart. But damn it, if a team needs to, should be the Raiders.
right? It's a few teams. You got the you have the New England Patriots.
Minnesota.
They're
Denver.
picking. You have Denver. They're picking. It's a few teams. You got Broncos. It's just a list of
I got
teams.
Atlanta.
The Giants might try to swoop in and do a trade for Daniel Jones, but I don't know if anybody wants to deal with that train wreck right there. So,
Oh no.
I feel like there's a lot of quarterbacks that's going to be taken early this year in the draft.
And not to cut you off, Honcho, there is one more team that I want to throw out there, and another quarterback in the draft that I think would be good. Don't be surprised if Dallas. Dak Prescott could be on his final year. They're not going to do any contract talks. He's just going to play his final year contract. And Trey Lance, I feel like, is just not the guy. So that'd be another name to watch out for. And as far as quarterback, I got to say Spencer Rattler from South Carolina.
Yeah,
I watched this kid. I watched that kid, under Lincoln Riley over in Oklahoma. And of course, Caleb Williams beat him out. But I think he's an underrated quarterback. I think, if you put him in the right system, let him sit a year or two behind, a veteran quarterback, like, for example, the Jets, let him sit behind Aaron Rodgers, learn the game. I think that would be a good fit. But that's another one I want to throw out there as far as team is the Dallas Cowboys because, that's not looking good with Dak and Dallas, $65 million a year. That's just, I wouldn't pay him that
It's
money.
going to be a shocker. It's going to be a shocker somewhere in the draft. Last year we had the Texans trade back in it, and they went defensive end. So I believe it's going to be a few teams that make some shocking moves that that's going to shake up the mock draft order, and it's going to mess up everybody's mock draft. And it's going to be in the top 5. I guarantee it. So I'm just waiting. I just don't know what team it may be. It might be Raiders. It just sees who has the most compensation to move up and not give a haul away and get the player they need, So I'm looking forward to see what spices up and what transitions and during that draft.
I will say this. I think the Bucs end up taking this year's Sean Clifford, this year's Brock Purdy, this year's guy. I think Devin Leary is a Buck in round 7. He's been in college football for 6 years. been a starter for 5 years, on and off a couple seasons, but primarily a starter for 5 years. Him and Liam Cohen worked hand in hand together. And, Kyle Trask will become a free agent next year. You're not going to bring him back. He's going to get not great money, but he'll get like 1 year, $8 million somewhere to maybe prove himself if he could be that guy. Bucs aren't going to give him that money. So what you do is you keep Wolford around, and then you draft Larry. Wolford kind of assumes a Ryan Griffin type role, but like more, I trust Wolford more as a QB3 than Ryan Griffin. But in terms of knowledge, veteranship, leadership in the locker room, he's kind of like the Ryan Griffin there for support. Then you bring in Larry, who's the new Trask, but he's experienced. So in that case, say if something happens, gosh forbid, and this is fast forwarding to next year, like a year from now, you have Baker Mayfield, Larry, and Wolford. So that quarterback room is familiar. Then this year, you have those three plus Trask. You would just have to figure out a way to keep all four around, whether you tell Larry or Wolford, hey, we're going to keep you on the practice squad. Just know that, and you can't go anywhere. But it's very interesting. And speaking of interesting, it is Easter Sunday, guys. Never a dull moment here on the Buccaneers. Stay with us here for a couple more minutes as we bounce out of here on Easter. Huncho, it's been awesome having you. What's your final word for the show, brother, on this Easter Sunday? What's your final thoughts, final word on the Buccaneers?
I just want to tell everybody to stay safe out there, stay positive, and everybody just stay blessed and drive safe. Don't drink and drive. We don't know what's going on. We don't need any more rices out here. So let's just stay focused and go Bucs.
J-Lo, happy Easter to you. Happy Easter to Huncho. Gene was on earlier. Happy Easter to him as well. Before we bounce out of here and go hang with Peter Cottontail hopping on the bunny trail, what are your final thoughts or last word for the program, brother?
Yes, God bless you both and Gene for being on. And like I said,
shout out Gene.
Oh yeah, shout out to
Gene.
Gene. Shout out to my brothers, man. Like I said, it's a great bond we all have here in this group, and the people watching, happy Easter, enjoy your time, and stay safe. Don't go do anything crazy. Just enjoy your time with the family, and if you have kids, Easter
use the plastic eggs like J-Lo and I were discussing.
Yes, plastic eggs. Save the mess and the smell, and and just enjoy the family time. Because you gotta enjoy those times because life's short sometimes.
Yeah, and as Gene alluded to, destroying in the UFL, that is crazy because he's a YouTuber and now he's on the San Antonio Brahmas, and that's really interesting. So he's a kicker. Imagine that. You start as a YouTuber, now you're a kicker. Ari Morov just had a video with him. What's up, Hunter?
About the UFL, how do you tune into that?
It's on ESPN right now, my friend. So if you want to watch it today, right now is the Defenders against the Brahmas. Former Bucs Super Bowl champion Barlow is the head coach of the Defenders, and that's on ESPN right now. Yesterday was on Fox. They got all the big wigs network-wise. They're in partnerships with. So today, Huncho is ESPN. And speaking of today in sports, you got March Madness, Match Martinus. You got the UFL. You got MLB baseball. You got NBA basketball. You got golf, I'm pretty sure. You got hockey. It's like an immaculate day in sports. So everybody enjoying Easter with their friends and family. Huncho, J-Lo, Gene especially, Stunna, Bucko, and Cats who couldn't make it. God bless you all. All of our listeners today, Bud Cannibalist, Tyler Sharp, Olivia Scordato. It's been incredible. Everybody else who tuned in as well. Just a lot of fun on the Easter special today. Guys, enjoy your Easter. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Easter Bunny up the gut. Plows over everybody. Easter Bunny hops his way into the end zone as J-Lo does his little hop there as well. But guys, enjoy it with friends. J-Lo, happy Easter to you and your kids, your beautiful daughters. Huncho, same to your beautiful children. I'll see you guys on the very next show very soon.
Yes, sir. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Go Bucs, man. Take care.
Take care. Happy Easter. Go Bucs and God bless from Tones Deckeroff, J-Lo, Huncho, and Gene Mean Fighting Machine. Enjoy a great Sunday in the world of sports. Adios and eat well. Game on Sunday, man. I know you're nervous for the Rams, but you got to be a little enthusiastic after being there.
Bro, that game atmosphere was ridiculous. The energy, the electricity. I played with Rock, and anyone was there, and a lot of the Super Buck fans were there too. The Bug.
Tampa Tones. We are joined by Lead Goon tonight, host of the Pat and Aaron Show of WDAE, Pat Donovan. And it sounds like Stunna is bumbling a little bit. Going to put him on mute for a second until that gets a little cleared. But we're joined by Pat
It looks like
Donovan.
Stunna's hanging out with Cheech and Chong in a car with the windows up or something over there.